Tales of Herding Gods Episode 80. In the previous episode, Qin Mu found himself walking a razor's edge between life and death. Disguised as a surviving disciple of the Great Mountain Sect, he and his companions were sent to Heavenwave City, a fortress built atop cliffs where the raging surging river crashed below like thunder. Under the watch of Officer Lin Ding, a master at the peak of Seven Stars Realm, Qin Mu had no choice but to prove his false identity by performing the terrifying devil summoning ritual. In truth, it was a desperate gamble, one mistake, and their disguise would be exposed, leading to certain death. In Heavenwave City, they met Long Jiaonan, the alluring yet dangerous heir of the Dragon Rider sect, who eagerly ordered the creation of a massive altar built entirely from bones for the ritual. Surrounded by soldiers and trapped deep within enemy territory, Qin Mu began chanting in an ancient, guttural devil language, his voice resonating with the sculpture before him. As the runes on the idol flared to life, he could feel a dark presence stirring, a being from beyond space and time responding to his call. But before the summoning could be completed, real Taoists from the Great Mountain Sect arrived outside Heavenwave City. And the story continues. That Great Mountain Sect's Taoist in the lead was astonished. "Junior brother and junior sisters?" he exclaimed in disbelief. He explained to Officer Lin Ding that their sect had divided into two groups to Deer County to perform divine summoning rituals, one to invite celestial deities, the other to secure the relics and talismans. One group had succeeded in summoning a devil god, but the other had been slaughtered, their sacred sculpture, talismans, and even their robes had been stolen. Lin Ding's face turned pale. "If the ones summoning the devil now aren't your disciples," he shouted anxiously, "then who are they?" Before anyone could answer, a faint, eerie chant echoed from the city lord's manor. The Taoist's eyes widened in horror. "This is bad," he said. "The summoner has already made contact with a devil god in the devil realm." Immediately, the Taoists and Lin Ding sprinted toward the manor, the officer shouting, "Execute all demons in the city lord's manor." Inside, Qin Mu stood before the devil god's sculpture, his consciousness sinking deep into darkness. He felt himself crossing the threshold of another world, an endless expanse of black void. Suddenly, a massive, flame-filled eye opened before him, so huge that Qin Mu was like a speck of dust before it. Then another eye opened to his left, and a third above the two. The three eyes glowed with crimson fire, gazing directly at him. A deep, booming voice echoed across the void. "Weakling, you summon me, the Dutian Devil King, ruler of the boundless territory of Dutian." The eyes rose higher and higher, yet they still loomed vast and terrible over him. Qin Mu realized that he stood on a faintly glowing altar, a tiny light in an infinite darkness. The voice continued, shaking his soul, "You summon my power. You call me into your world, to massacre, to battle." Qin Mu bowed his head and spoke humbly, "O great Dutian Devil King, I pray for your descent. I shall sacrifice to you thousands of powerful lives, all divine arts practitioners of Heavenwave City." The eyes blazed brighter, and the Devil King's voice thundered, "As you wish." The altar beneath Qin Mu's feet erupted with light that spread through the darkness. In an instant, the whole of Heavenwave City appeared beneath him. Every street, every person illuminated before his mind's eye. He saw the people one by one, each movement, each breath visible. Then, in a heartbeat, ordinary citizens and weaker martial artists began vanishing from this vision. Only divine arts practitioners remained. The Devil King was confirming the sacrifices. Qin Mu's heart trembled. He quickly pointed to the dragon Qilin beside him and said, "This dragon Qilin is not part of the sacrifice." But a cold, cruel voice growled from behind the three eyes. "Silence! You have no right to command me. I will borrow your consciousness to descend upon this city." Qin Mu's body froze as unimaginable power flooded into the altar. The wooden sculpture of the devil god began to shake violently. Crimson light shot out of its cracks as it grew larger, splitting apart, sprouting flesh beneath the wood. It was transforming into a living being. The air trembled, and lightning split the sky above the manor as Dutian Devil King's strength and consciousness poured into this world. Qin Mu's head throbbed in agony as his consciousness collided with the devil's vast, monstrous will. Blood streamed from the wound at the center of his brows, sparks flaring from it. His mind was on the brink of collapse. Desperate, he activated the Overlord Body 3 elixir technique, forcing his life force and soul to circulate. The protective energy steadied him slightly, enough to keep his mind intact. Around the altar, chaos erupted. The thunder cracked louder, buildings collapsed, and the devil sculpture expanded higher and higher, now towering dozens of yards tall. Its wooden surface shattered completely, revealing a body of flesh and pulsating veins beneath. Suddenly, over a dozen Taoists of the Great Mountain sect rushed into the manor. The leader shouted, "Devil, withdraw command." They threw countless yellow talisman papers into the air, each inscribed with strange runes. The papers connected mid-air, forming a massive glowing rune screen that shone with holy light. Together, the Taoists chanted the incantation, their vital qi pouring into the spell. The runes ignited into a giant symbol, the secret art of Great Mountain sect to banish devils. But as the light struck the Dutian Devil King, his 12 eyes opened one by one, and lightning burst forth. In an instant, the devil withdraw command was torn apart. The light shattered, and the dozen Taoists were reduced to ashes under the devil's burning gaze. However, that instant of resistance freed Qin Mu. The crushing weight on his mind lifted. Gasping for breath, he realized the horrifying truth. The devil he had summoned was far too powerful and completely uncontrollable. He was no mere lesser demon. "Retreat," Qin Mu shouted. "Big dragon, show your true form and bring us out of the city." The dragon Qilin roared, flames exploding around him as he expanded into a towering beast more than 400 feet long. The air rippled and boomed with each step he took. Qin Mu dashed across the debris, grabbing Yu Qinghong and Yun Ke, then leapt onto the dragon Qilin's back. Chen Wanyan and xianxia followed close behind. "Run, as fast as you can," Qin Mu yelled. Fire clouds erupted beneath the dragon Qilin's feet as he soared into the air, racing toward the city's edge. Behind them, the Dutian Devil King's laughter echoed like thunder. "Run? Where to? You have called me into this world. I shall build my altar here, summon my true body, and bring forth my people from Dutian. Ha ha ha, you shall all become the bones beneath my altar." The air thickened, solidifying as the Devil King's massive hand reached for them. The dragon Qilin strained, flames blazing wildly, but he could not move. Then, from the horizon, a dragon's roar shook the heavens. A flood dragon, ridden by a middle-aged man, burst from the clouds. The rider, the Dragon King of Dragon Rider sect, charged straight at the Dutian Devil King. His sword flashing, the flood dragon coiled around the devil's body, spitting fire and lightning into its monstrous face. Freed from the Devil King's grip, the dragon Qilin surged forward, escaping Heaven Wave City. Qin Mu turned back and sighed with relief. "The Dragon King of Dragon Rider sect is here," he said. But the relief did not last. With a roar that shattered the sky, the Dutian Devil King tore the flood dragon apart with his bare hands. The Dragon King was hurled back, blood spraying. The Devil King's 4 faces screamed in unison, unleashing a sound so violent that countless warriors in the city bled from their ears, eyes, and mouths. The dragon Qilin wavered mid-air, barely holding himself upright. Then 12 eyes lit up across the Devil King's faces, and lightning rained down, slicing through the city. Divine arts practitioners fell like flies. Even the dragon Qilin howled in pain as a bolt struck his rear, sending him tumbling from the sky. He crashed into the streets below, his body shrinking rapidly. Qin Mu and the others jumped off, bruised but alive. They turned back and saw the Dutian Devil King standing tall among the ruins, laughter echoing across the devastated city. "It was I who taught your ghost transferring god dispatching runes," he roared. "You fools never knew. Now I will use your corpses to construct my altar, to summon my true body. And the people of my Dutian shall descend upon this world." Yu Qinghong's face went pale. "Academician," she whispered, "what kind of devil have you summoned?" Qin Mu stood frozen, eyes wide with disbelief. I don't know either," he murmured. "Let's leave quickly. Long Jiaonan is coming over." And that wraps up this episode. In this part, we saw the terrifying descent of the Dutian Devil King, a being so powerful and ancient that even Qin Mu, with all his skill and courage, could barely keep his consciousness intact. What began as a daring act of summoning quickly turned into a catastrophe. Qin Mu, hoping to harness the power of a devil god for his mission, instead called forth something far beyond mortal control. The Dutian Devil King revealed his overwhelming might, transforming the simple wooden sculpture into a living, flesh-bound monster. We witnessed Heaven Wave City plunged into chaos, the great mountain sect's Taoists attempting to seal the creature, only to be reduced to ashes in an instant. Even with the combined strength of the Dragon Rider sect's Dragon King and his Flood Dragon, they stood no chance against this ancient devil whose voice alone could shatter the heavens. Qin Mu's struggle in this episode was not just physical, it was deeply psychological. He faced the full terror of divine and demonic power colliding, realizing how fragile human will can be before something that vast. This episode marks a turning point in his journey, showing both the danger of ambition and the unpredictable cost of tampering with forces from beyond the mortal world. If you enjoyed this episode or found it fascinating, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get updates on the latest episodes in Qin Mu's extraordinary journey. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.